What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day, and if not, I hope it gets better. I want to talk about somewhat of a unique knife. This was issued to United States military, so there are probably possibly millions of them out there. I don't know. They started handing these out or issuing these in during World War II. So 1945 is when they started issuing these. That's the approximate date they say. There's no technical spec sheets or anything like that from the factory that I have access to. So this is made by Camillus, or you can say Camillus. I'm going to say Camillus. This one specifically, as you can see, was made in 1993. So I was in third grade when this was made. My father-in-law carried this on the USS John F during Desert Storm. That is an aircraft carrier, and they actually shot down fighter jets during Desert Storm from that aircraft carrier. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, this was issued to him. He carried this, which is really, really cool. So obviously the tools in there and everything else are a slip joint. There are two different springs in here, and they're anchored by this center point right here. Okay, so I'm going to open the knife, and as I do, this is the anchor point. It is lifting a metal spring. I hope you can see that. Okay, and as the knife continues to open, because of the contour and everything else, it locks in or slips in, just like that. Is this a solid lock that will never close? Of course not, right? You can apply a lot of pressure, and it takes a fair amount of pressure, there we go, to actually close it, but it's not locked, okay? So there are 4 different tools on here, and this one here, to me, is the funniest one. I'm going to see if you guys can guess what this is. You ready? See if you can guess what that is. Oh, yeah. I don't know if people were using this for something else, like a back scratcher, but it says can opener right on it, just so we can all be clear, folks. This is a can opener. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a flathead screwdriver and a bottle opener, not a can opener, a bottle opener. You could probably use this as a little pry bar or something. I wouldn't be too rough with it, honestly. And over here we have a punch or a reamer. So there's a little bit of a chisel on the end here, so you can probably hammer that into something or stab into something like leather, canvas, or even wood. And then, believe it or not, there's actually an edge on here, which is what makes it the reamer. So if you drive it in this far and then you twist it, this edge right here is just going to help you cut that hole, right? So you're going to jam it into something or hammer it, and then you're going to spin it as you go deeper, and it's going to cut a hole for you in whatever you're working on out in the field. So obviously there was a need, with the United States soldiers to have a pocket knife in the field, understandably, right? I mean, these people weren't in perfect barracks and everything else in 1945, let's be honest. It says US right there. They also have one that says USMC, which is considered the 1763 model. This one right here is called the 1760 or the demo knife. Okay. As far as the name demo knife, there's a lot of rumors flying around of why it was called that. The most common one I read about was that people thought there was no magnetic properties to the knife because it's a bunch of stainless steel slapped together, and they could work on demolition and stuff like that with it. And that's completely false. But maybe they said that and it stuck with them. I'm not really sure. But you can call this the 1760 or the demo knife or the Camillus GI knife. Okay, so the blade is 2¼ inches, 2.75. So you have a decent blade on there. I did sharpen it up a little bit, and it holds a pretty good edge. Like I said, it's all stainless. I'm not sure what grade. I don't think they labeled them. And the knife itself is 3.6 ounces. And for a block of metal, I mean, it's what you expect. I think it feels kind of light for its size, honestly. So you have the can opener screwdriver, the reamer, and the knife. I have read if you open two things at once, it can be really hard on the springs because, again, they're anchored in the center here. So if I open two things, the spring is being pressed up on each side and it can break it. There's a couple people on YouTube and on the internet that have broken them, so that would be horrible. But it's something to watch out for. Some people have complained about blade contact, and the blade actually gets dull up here because of the fit. So as you can see, hopefully you guys can see this, as I close, it is extremely close to that blade, but I think I got lucky and it's not dulling the knife every time I close it. The fit and finish could definitely use some work. If you were using this thing all day, it's very sharp on the edges. If you want to try to be an optimist, you can use that to your advantage with a Firestone or something like that, and you could, definitely throw some sparks with that edge instead of dulling your knife, which is something you could do. It's pretty cool. Other knives to compare this to are the Victorinox Soldier or Pioneer. The 1961 is the model, and the fit and finish is better. But again, you're talking Victorinox, so that's world-class knives right there. Schrade makes, a newer version, the SCAMP4. Ontario makes the ON 8980, I think. So there are other things. There is a Clevis here that just seems rock solid. Like you can hang your body weight off of it, which is pretty cool. So I think if you hooked anything to this, you wouldn't have to worry about it. I was thinking about taking it camping or something, and then I can hook it. I would actually want to hook it in my backpack so it's not rattling around and stuff. But then you're not going to lose your knife in the bottom of your bag or whatever. It's easily accessible. And this Clevis is just extremely sturdy. It really, really is. So I like that. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool knife. This is pretty rare for me to do a slip joint review or a pocket knife like this. But it's a fairly unique knife. I don't know anyone that has one. I guess, I haven't seen a whole lot of reviews on them. But I do have other slip joints. This is a case that my wife's grandfather gave me, and it means a lot to me. And you could skin animals and everything. It's kind of like a trapper knife, I think you would call it. I think at some point my dad gave me this when I was younger. It's got all kinds of tools, kind of like a Swiss Army knockoff kind of thing. And it's cool. It's cool. I have taken it in the woods and stuff like that. I've used it a lot, actually. When I was younger. I haven't carried it recently, but pretty cool. Obviously, all slip joint tools, just like this knife here. And then most outrageous is like slip joint forks and spoons. What? This is a really cheap set I bought when me and my buddy Dan were going in the woods for a couple days, and I didn't want to bring extra utensils, so I just bought this, and it has, pretty big knife on it, and it's got some other little tools and stuff like that. You can see can opener, bottle opener, can opener, bottle. Wait, I didn't know that because it's not labeled. I'm just kidding. I'm being facetious, right? So anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I do. So, different examples of pocket knives with slip joint tools. But more than anything, guys, I just wanted to introduce you to the Camillus 1760 demo knife. This is the 1993 edition that was carried on the USS John F Kennedy aircraft carrier during Desert Storm. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and share them with your friends and family if they are interested in knives like this. Have yourselves a good rest of the day. Thanks for watching.